So I went to university in Aberdeen. I did an integrated master's across 5 years. Towards the end of my career, we're coming out of COVID, and I actually had a friend that had done the nuclear graduate scheme, and he was saying how great he was finding it. So I said I'd apply, did a bit of research, and found how great the grad scheme is, the different opportunities you can get, which you don't get with other graduate schemes, being able to be seconded to other companies and get a broader taste of the industry. So I applied to that, and I'm very happy where I am now, so no complaints. You get to have a broader taste of everything from the start. We have different ways in which we're not all just mechanical engineers here. There's people within HR, there's the people within civil, there's the people within security as well. So being able to talk and speak to them about how they are finding their secondments and understanding their roles within the companies, you get a broader understanding of the industry and how you can support in different ways. You can sort of reach out and extend your career within the nuclear industry. And I think it's specific to nuclear graduates to have that opportunity. Coming from a purely mechanical engineering background, I've learned a lot more about nuclear, which I never thought I would. I never thought it as a career path until I saw the graduate scheme and applied, and I'm really enjoying nuclear. We didn't do any sort of nuclear bases mechanical engineers in university. I've also learned a lot about myself, being the way the introduction works and different courses that we've done, how to become a better worker within the work environment. I'm used to a sports background, university backgrounds, but having that in the workplace, we've been very supported to adapt and be better workers or colleagues within that environment through the processes. Being seconded to ONR, it's the regulator, so we do a lot of the legal aspect and regulations and how everything fits in. So it's a bit different to how you define mechanical engineering. It's looking at the broader design and aspects to making sure that fits into a LARP. So understanding and learning that process was timely, but it's very interesting. It's not just looking at how something works, it's looking at the broader safety aspects and making sure that fits in. So understanding that was really exciting for me. As it's my first graduate job coming out of university in proper role within sort of that corporate environment, learning that and getting myself into that environment, which I actually really enjoy now, was quite apprehensive because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. But finding my sort of feet within the company and learning how it all works during our introduction really helped with that process, and that was sort of worked well for me, yeah. Energists have been a great support on all aspects. They always have an open door. You drop an email or you give a call, and they've been brilliant throughout for all aspects. They might not know the answer straight away, but they'll always get back to you, and I always felt very supportive. The mentors that we've been given personally to get chartership, they've been great. So even though we might move away from the company, we have those mentors until we finish, and they're also a great person to have within the company because they might not necessarily be in your team, but they're a person within the company to give you a broader scope or meet new people to open opportunities for you. So within the next 6 months, I have to find a new secondment. So that's through the nuclear graduate scheme. We've 3 secondments across the 2 years. So I'm coming into that process. So in the next 3 months, I have to find one, make sure it fits with me. I want to get a secondment to suit myself. So for my competencies. So within ONR, we don't get any design aspects, and that's a large part of chartership, is having a design and project management. And then within the regulator, of course, you don't have any of that. So I'm looking at companies that I can learn that from. They can facilitate me, and I can also help them within a project. So there has been several courses that Energists have put in place, so the project management courses. These are things that they offer, and we have a CPD budget that we can use for these. That's not necessarily something all companies will offer within the roles, because it can be quite expensive if companies offer to everybody. So having that from Energists and from the nuclear graduate scheme to facilitate that and do that, that's something that I'd like to do, because project management is very interesting, and you don't get to do it as a mechanical engineer, but the skills you learn can be applicable to all projects, even if you're not project manager, but understanding how being a good part of the cog of the project is important. I'd take the attitude is just to be yourself, apply to it, and just be open and listen to what they offer. You might come in from different backgrounds, different engineers, HR, whatever you come from, but if there's something that you have an interest in that they're advertising, apply, speak to people, ask them questions beforehand, and enjoy the assessment centre, be yourself, and just see what it can bring. It's something, if you look at the array and the amount of people that are here, it's something that everybody has enjoyed and has a career path through it. The nuclear industry is thriving and we need more and more people within it. And when I first arrived, I was surprised at how many different people that it was required to bring in and the different careers that the nuclear graduate scheme was facilitating for, which it was just amazing to see that amount of people within the industry.